Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. Let's introduce our group. We are from group 4, and as you probably know, I'm here in my function as moderator, and the speaker is Andi Anugranur and Nurul Aida Nyonsi, Atia Inaya, and the last one is Andi Fauzia. But for the first material will be present by myself. Okay, now let me explain about the first material. The process during the class will depend on the situation, such as in one-to-one classes, the teacher can simply ask them the question and write down the answer. For this, a reminder, list of possible questions and a form to write the answer down are useful. Secondly, in group classes, they can ask each other questions about themselves and the language, or they can negotiate priorities or even the syllabus together. Okay, the last one is to ask each other the question. The teacher will need to give them some help by brainstorming some categories of questions, such as the question was brainstormed above. They will then need a format to write them down on, and negotiation of syllabus can be done by giving them a list of things to priorities by importance, and then ask them to agree together and thus priorities in every large group, and its analysis is also considered as a crucial development of semantics curriculum development. Okay, I think that's all from me for the first material, and the second material will be present by Andi Anugranur. Andi Anugranur, the floor is yours.
Okay, the next material is what are needs? Needs analysis thus includes the study of perceived and present needs as well as potential and unrecognized needs. Richards explains that needs are often described in terms of a linguistic deficiency, that is, as describing the difference between what a learner can presently do in language and what he or she should be able to do. 2002, page 54. Next is the user of needs analysis. A needs analysis may be conducted for a variety of different users. For example, in conducting a needs analysis to help revise the secondary English curriculum in a country, the needs users includes curriculum officers in the Ministry of Education who may wish to use the information to evaluate the adequacy of exciting syllabus, curriculum, and materials. Teachers who will teach from the new curriculum, learners who will be taught from the curriculum, writers who are preparing new textbooks, testing personnel who are involved in developing and of-school assessment, and staff of tertiary institutions who are interested in knowing what are the expected level will be of students exciting the schools and what problems they face. Richard, 2002, page 56. Needs analysis can have a political dimension. It can be used to support a particular agenda, for example by giving priority to one group to the exclusion of others within a population, or in order to justify a decision that has already been made on economic or other grounds. Hence, there are different stakeholders where needs analysis is being undertaken. Next is the target population. According to Richards, the target population in a needs analysis refers to the people about whom information will be collected. For example, in conducting a needs analysis to determine the focus of an English program in public secondary school in an EFL context. Then, the target population might include policymakers, Ministry of Education officials, teachers, students, academic, employers, vocational training specialists, parents, influential individual and pressure group, academic specialists, and community agencies. Basically, sampling is an important issue in determining the target population. Sampling involves a scheme of portion of the potential population instead of the population and seeks to create sample that is representative of the total population. That's all from me. I return to the moderator.
Okay, thank you so much for Andi Anugranur. Now we will move to the next material and then we'll be present Nurul Aida Nyonsi. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Planning and needs analysis involves deciding who will administer the needs analysis and collect and analyze the result. Needs analysis will be vary in their scope and demands, from a survey of whole school population and a county to a study of a group of 30 learners in a single institution. Procedures for conducting needs analysis. There are a variety of procedures can be used for conducting needs analysis, and the kind of information obtained is often dependent of the type of procedure selected. Therefore, the use of a triangular approach, collecting information from two or more sources, is advisable to get very comprehensive and sufficient information. Okay, I will give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you so much for Nurul Aida Nyonsi. Now we will move to the next material and then will be present by Atia Inaya. The floor is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity that given to me, moderator. Now I, Atia Inaya Fitra, I will continue the material. Everyone, you can see on the screen the procedure. The first is questionnaires. This is one of the most common instruments used in collecting information. Questionnaire is divided into two types, which are a set of structure. Questionnaires consist of structured items in which the respondents chooses from a limited number of responses, and unstructured questionnaire in which open-ended questions are given that the respondents can answer as he or she chooses. According to Ridwan on his book entitled Belajar Mudah Penelitian untuk Guru Karyawan dan Peneliti, adds that there is a checklist type used in collecting information, in which respondents can check based on each aspect, and it usually used with the scaling types. Basically, questionnaire is easy to prepare. They can be used with large number of subjects and relatively easy to tabulate and analyze. And many information can be administered through this instrument. However, except of its advantages above, questionnaire also has disadvantage since the data is usually too superficial and imprecise that will often need follow-up to gain a fuller understanding of what respondents intend. For that reason, it's essential to identify ambiguities and other problems before being administered by piloting the questionnaires. The second is self-ratings. Self-rating consists of scales that students or others use to rate their knowledge and abilities. This might also be included as part of questionnaire, as what has been stated above by Ridwan toward checklist type. However, the information collected through this instrument is too impressionistic and not very precise. The third is interviews. Interviews allow for a more in-depth exploration of issue that the questionnaires do. It will take a longer time to administer. It can be done through face-to-face or over the telephone. An interview may often be useful at the preliminary stage of designing a questionnaire, since it will help the designer get a sense of what topic and issue can be focused on the questionnaire. Therefore, it's better to conduct a structured interview that allows more consistency across responses to be obtained. Alright, the fourth is meetings. A meeting allows a large amount of information to be collected in a fairly short time. However, information obtained in this way may be impressionistic and subjective and reflect the ideas of more outspoken members of a group. The fifth is observation. Observation of learners' behavior in a target situation is another way of assessing their needs. However, people often don't perform well or natural when they are being observed. Thus, this has to be taken into account. Besides, observation is a specialized skill which needs specialized training or knowing how to observe, what to look for, and how to make use of the information obtained. Alright, the sixth is collecting learner language samples. Collecting data on how well learners perform on different language tasks and documenting the typical problems they have is useful and direct source of information about learners' language needs. Hence, language samples might be collected through the means of written or oral tasks, simulations or role plays, achievement tests, and performance tests. I think that's all from me. Now I give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for Atia Inaya. Now we will move to the next speaker or the next material and will be presented by Andi Fauzia. Andi Fauzia, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. And the first is task analysis. This refers to analysis of the kinds of tasks the learners will have to carry out in English in the future optional or educational settings and assessment of the linguistic and demands of the tasks. And next is case studies. With the case studies, a single student or selected group of students is followed through its relevant work or educational experience in order to determine the characteristics of the situation. And the next is analysis of available information. Some relevant information provided in various sources such as a book, journal, articles, reports, and survey or records and files can be used in conducting needs analysis. Okay, the next is designing the needs analysis. Designing a needs analysis involves choosing from among various procedures above and selecting those that are likely to give a comprehensive view of learners' needs and that represent interests of the different stakeholders involved. Decision on choosing particular procedure should consider some factors such as collecting, organizing, analyzing, and reporting the information collection. It is important to make sure in its analysis does not produce information overloaded. Therefore, the reason for collection should be stated clearly to ensure that only information that will actually be used is collected. Okay, that's all from me. I will return to the moderator.
Okay, thank you so much for Andi Fauzia. And now we will move to the last material and will be presented by Nurul Aida Nyonsi. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. The data obtained from data collection process usually summarized in the form of ranked lists of different kinds. Therefore, more analysis and research will be needed to further understanding what is implied by each answer before the information obtained could be used in search planning. Is so important since there is no direct application of the information obtained from its analysis. In fact, there may be a number of different points of view emerge as to what should be changed. For example, learners' view. More support for learners needed and reduction of the amount of material they had to study. Academics' view. Better preparation for theory study needed in terms of reading and writing. Skilled employers' view. Better preparation for employee required in terms of basic communication. Skilled teacher view. Better grasp of grammar needed by learners. From the case above, it is also important to remember that because these are not objective fact but subjective, then the interpretation of information from a larger variety of sources, a great deal of consultation is needed with the various stakeholders to ensure that the conclusion drawn from a needs analysis are appropriate and relevant. Finally, the findings should be reported by using various formats in forms of a full writing document, a short summary document, a meeting, a group discussion, or a newsletter. Okay, thank you. I will give back to moderator.
Okay, thank you so much for Nurul Aida for your great closing material. And then I think enough. That's all from our group. Thank you so much for your great attention. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.